seconds, Rex Masai is shot. And Nyinyi, because after 20th, Rex Masai kakuwa shot on 20th, then I think Billy Simani, aka Crazy Nairobian, is abducted on the 21st. So, what was your reaction when you had now...
Crazy Nairobian is arrested. I am among the first people to tweet for his release.
Yes.
It's that record is still there, available on X. 20th stopped being that peaceful and unarmed protest.
20th. We're not talking about 25th. 20th.
Yeah? So what I know how the generation of that happened is then there was infiltration. Politicians found a place, what I would call some rogue politicians, found a place to infiltrate these demos. And therefore now they brought in their guys to do what you'd call the rough rogue demos. I don't know whether 25th is the day now people now get into parliament.
Yes.
And those CCTVs are available. I have personally watched them. It's crazy what some people did on that point. I know there is an inquest going on Rex Masai, who from a naked eye I see was peacefully demonstrating.
And running away.
And I mean, for me, I find that was unfortunate. However, inside parliament, the first place some guys go to is the armory of the military. And they pick some weapons there.
Yes.
So, I mean, at that point, and then elsewhere, the shops have started people have started going into shops. You see, there's still an older, what you describe as a Kenyan, who is an older sister of all of us. So
yes.
In terms of age.
Yes.
And she had taken a loan, and she was now losing property. She had, I think, started the shop like a week before, and now she was back to zero. Her kids were now out of school and everything. Nothing justifies death.
Yes. You think, Apo, we both agree on that.
So now the protest changed from what we had seen to a violent protest. So that degeneration is what from my eyes and my view quickly changed from the original idea to something else.
But tunajua polisi wanafaa kuwa hapo. Okay, but wacha turuke 20th. Let's go to 25th. So by the time 25th, okay, not even 25th. Let's go to 22nd. So 22nd, there is the infamous TikTok space. And I think with that TikTok space, I think in your end will make mistake. Will join kama Ruto. Lafu katoka. Sijui kawe ndio handle your account. But someone joined as the president and then left. And I remember Murkomen joined, like a lot of you people muli join. Kwa nini hamku feel the need to de-escalate the situation at that point? Because the mood with, I think 20th and 18th had already taught us that online and ground tofauti ni kidogo sana. Because for a very long time ilikuwaga online, I think ndi alikuwa natuitaga digital wankers. Like people wako online, there's nothing they're doing. So why not de-escalate? Because I felt like the government haiku de-escalate the situation. Ilikuwa zile za, we know what's good for you and respectfully you need to shut the fuck up. Do you feel like that's what mlikuwa mnatuambia? Because 22nd was bad. You remember that Twitter space?
I think, I interacted in that Twitter space. Unfortunately, at the time, we were also not listening to each other.
Yes.
The guys on the space were not listening. And we were also, unfortunately, not listening. So everybody was talking and shouting, so it became a marketplace without moderation. So it became that you couldn't even engage. I mean, I got into spaces sometimes and guys removed me, only for later the same people who were removing me to say, now we need to talk, So, but I don't blame them. I mean, no one was listening. Government was not listening. The other side was not listening. So I think it took a bit of time for us to get into a space where we were going to listen. I think, yes, there are lessons we learned. Yes, there are opportunities to de-escalate. And yes, as you have seen now, as in the movement into the future, there has been methods of interaction. I mean, even today I've sat here with university students. I mean, there are methods of coming together now to talk, to listen, to be told. I mean, even on the university student-centered model, we even did a committee where we appointed those student university leaders to sit down and with government and try and come up with what is right. So yes, we have learned. It's unfortunate that we have to get there to start listening to each other, but we have learned. We've known how to integrate ourselves and how to ensure that we are able to listen to each other. So yes.
25th
lessons.
24th usiku mulikuwa, what did you guys expect to happen on 25th? Because by I think 25th ilikuwa hiyo story ya Occupy Parliament. So that's going forward. A lot of Kenyans are saying they're going to show up. I think it was the biggest protest ever. Mi ilikuwa the first protest nimeenda duniani. Tulikuwa na Ian, tulikuwa na best yetu RAPCHA. We met a lot of our friends, Robo, tulikuwa na akina Shix Kapienga walikuwa hapo. You remember like tulimit na wase wengi sana, like town was full. And then of course people end up breach Parliament. And Parliament, I think one of the things that we always forget is Parliament was ongoing and walikuwa na pass your bill even as the protests were happening. And I think it's tulikuwa na Uruoba, and Uruoba said that maybe the previous night they tried to de-escalate. They were trying to say like the level of disinformation out there ni kubwa sana, maybe we need to change 1 or 2, 3 things. But on the other side, I remember, I think ni Kimani Kuria, itagwa hivyo ama Kuria Kimani, one of the you know the guy, I remember alikuwa na zile za tutafanya kile tunataka kufanya Iko Nini. Kwa nini mwafili hiyo attitude like wase wako inje na protest, wase wanatry kuingia, why still provoke them to that level? Because at some point it becomes a provocation.
No, let's be fair. On 25th there was the protest was infiltrated. It doesn't matter what was going to happen,
but it was mostly innocent Kenyans. If there were 200 goons, for every one goon there was 200 innocent Kenyans.
Yeah, that is why you were not there when you didn't get into the breach of Parliament.
Yes, Parliament, of course.
Yeah, so that tells you there was the line that started the push around the Uhuru Highway to get in were purely goons that were gotten in to make the final push, to make it, a revolution. And you remember there was even a whole deputy president waiting for all that to happen, take advantage somewhere in Mombasa. So, I mean, there was a whole organization. It was planned. There was spontaneous by the time we were doing 1820th. There was spontaneous, very cool protests, spontaneous. People called each other on Twitter. They appeared. But by the time we get to the 5th, planning was done by politicians to bring people. Money was allocated. People were put in buses. They were brought in. These are not things I'm guessing. I know for a fact.
Yo, lakini bus yote kusi tulikuwa katikati ya tao.
So no, people were actually bussed. People were bussed actually up to even to South Sea. Then they moved out and walked into town. These are facts, by the way. They have even admitted some of the people who were arrested and charged in court actually admitted in court. So
because
the coverage the way the coverage was done, it was focused on a certain narrative. I encourage fortunately, court records are public. So I encourage you. During that time, people were taken to court, right? Who were arrested.
Yes.
Go check what they told court.
Because mi neza kuambia, like one of the people who was shot, alikuwa Iko Nini fan, was called David Chege. And David Chege used to be like an IT guy. Na tuko 100% sure him, even when he was trying to occupy Parliament. Because he alishutiwa akitembea towards nini. He had a bottle of water and whatever. He was not a goon. Understand? You also acknowledge that there were innocent Kenyans who actually felt, because Kindiki is on record saying that the way we keep pushing Kenyans, one day they shall come for this Parliament. He's on record saying that. So can we also accept the fact that there were innocent Kenyans who felt pushed to the wall and felt like breaching Parliament and getting politicians was the right thing to do?
Absolutely. That's what I started by saying, that I acknowledged the start of the demos. Even on 25th, there were very innocent Kenyans who were there because they wanted a certain changes. I mean, you were there, he was there. I mean, I saw my friends, Abel.
Yes. Hata tulikuwa na Jemu ule mse kabla join gava.
So all those, I mean, I even had a cousin in that bit. So there were innocent Kenyans who were not goons. I am not in any way saying there were no innocent Kenyans. It was all goons everywhere, no. But once a protest is infiltrated, the police also have a duty to protect. So, in terms of was the protest fully innocent? You also admit it wasn't.
Okay, for me, ukiniuliza 25th was fully innocent. Me, when it changed, was 26th or 27th. One of the ile time sasa mlileta military, a lot of people started going into kiosks. Because 25th, one of the strangest things about 25th, of course we ungekuja hapo ingekuwa very hostile for you, but one of the strangest things were cars were packed kwa streets and people were not breaking into cars. This was on the 25th.
Yeah. Some of them are
But
even
by
blasting
27th,
music.
people were breaking into
Yeah.
cars, people breaking into shops, people breaking into... So kiniambia 27th was infiltrated. That one I'll fully understand. Yeah, 25th, I think it depends with who you're talking to. If you're talking to the government, it was infiltrated. If you're talking to watu tulikuwa kwa ground, it was just angry people. Because we remember hearing just normal Kenyans wakisema, hii kitu situingie parliament kuzaa mafala hatusikiagi. Wacha tuende parliament. Unacheki. And even that's the time that even someone who's joined the government right now, Oguda alikuwa na post zile za Kindiki. Me, that's when I heard Kindiki saying that one day parliament will be invaded because Kenyans are tired. So I think Apple, that's the one place maybe tunaweza disagree. By 25th, I don't think tulikuwa infiltrated.
But you
By
know that on
27th, I
25th
was one of the people. Even I'm accused of having been paid because nilikuwa nikiambia say no, we can't keep protesting. 25th, we got what we wanted. The president came out on 26th akasema tusiendele. So 27th tukaeni home. So hapo kwanza hiyo time nikaanza umelipwa. But 25th, I think even kakule watu walikuwa paid, I think it's maybe 0.5%. Otherwise, it was innocent Kenyans kwa hizo streets.
Okay, well,
and they were
but you're aware on 25th, shops were broken into. You're also aware on 25th that there are people who lost quite a number of property. On 25th, not on 27th. You're also, but let's not get into what I don't want us to do. There are people who were arrested, went to court. They gave details of how they were hired,
Okay.
who paid them. They were in court, and that's public record.
Okay,
And those people actually admitted how they were mobilized for the space. So that is not in contention, it's on record, and it's admissions by people who were actually just getting to court to be charged. So they had the option to say, no, I was protesting for what was right.
Tukisach hiyo court record tuisearch aje ndio tuweze kusearch at least tuonyeshe
For the court
wase.
records and those bits, what you do, you go to the court registry. But most of them are charged at Milimani and Kibera.
Yes.
You'll be able to get the statements that they made.
Okay.
But now you say that the government is trying to work towards abductions and extrajudicial killings. Yeah? But now again, one of the things that actually spark extrajudicial killings is excessive force from the police. And we have the president on record say, do not shoot to kill, just shoot a specific part of the body. Is that part of maybe some of the things that you're working on?
So
Because even is like
Kubai
Rex Masai,
resources special.
yes, Rex Masai was shot on the leg. Does autopsy say that?
Yeah, I think alikuwa shoot.
Yes.
Ali bleed out.
Bled out. So even shooting a specific part of the body does not mean that ukishutwa mguu you cannot lose your
Hautakufa
life.
because if it's an
So,
artery.
has the government actually, found out a way to, integrate the police on how to handle crowds moving forward? Because this is not the last protest in Kenya. I'm not saying in this government.
So protests that are peaceful
Yeah.
and guys come unarmed, I am sure government is going to ensure. I think I've seen 2 or 3 protests that there has been. I think it was teachers or is it doctors or is it intern doctors who are out on the streets. No one bothered. No one. There was no police shootings stuff. So peacefully unarmed, that one has no problem. And they actually occupied Afia House, Ministry of Health, and sat outside, and there was no activity going on, but there was no shooting. So I think government are working on ways to ensure that you can be able to protest, express your right, and be able to go home. On the issue of police are allowed to shoot, actually, to kill, under the law. On 3 circumstances, I don't know, but just go read the Police Act, but I know at least one incident is when the police officer's life is in danger. So like if you invade a police station today, in fact, I think there's a saying in almost all our Kenyan languages, you can't throw a stone into a police station. So if you've invaded a police station where there is armory, so there are weapons, obviously, you'll be shot dead.
So I don't think 25th kuna mtu invade police station because 25th, if you talk about what 25th.
That's a question about the future.
Yes.
So I was trying to paint for him the future and the law.
Okay.
Then police are also allowed under the Police Act to shoot to kill. For instance, if there are people there who are engaged in threatening the life of others. For instance, Dusit. There's a terror attack. Police are allowed to shoot to kill. So there are circumstances, about 3 of them, which allow police to shoot to kill. And also, I mean, if you get into protected areas like State House, barracks, or the army,
I think,
the parliament, those are protected areas under the law, and therefore police are allowed to shoot to kill. And that is in the law. This is not something that I'm saying, and you need to go to the police act.
He agrees with you on that.
Yeah,
I think the main thing ilikuwa hii, when a president comes out and says, piga watu risasi ya mguu, so not it gives the police a very... no, but...
He spoke about a police station invasions. Then he said, kuja shoot kwa mguu. That was the context. Just go listen to the video.
Because your police station, there was Murkomen who said, angusha 15, alafu nitakutetea. You remember, that was kill. That was not shoot in the leg.
But that's the law.
After the outrage, ndio kulikuwa na your story. So yeah, okay, I guess that's the law. But now, one of the things that happened kwa hizo protest is, after the protest happened, the president called Mother wa Kennedy Onyango and promised that he'd follow up on the story. Then we watched her a year later saying the president never talked to her again.
No, thank you very much, Mofrika, for bringing that up, because I think I've really resisted from responding to a mother who appears still to be in anguish. So I've really restrained myself not to respond to the issue, despite people tagging me and telling me, I am actually the one who made that call.
To her?
To her.
Yes.
And I told her, I introduced myself. Then I told her, the president would want to speak to you, because the president had told me, I have read about this mother who is, please look for her, let me talk to her. So I'm the one who made the call. Then I took a bit of time, because I didn't get her for 6 hours. When I finally got her on phone,
yes,
I went to the president and said, I've gotten her.
Yes.
And it was on loudspeaker, so I could hear the conversation. So she said, the president asked, mimi nikufanyie nini?
Yes.
And the lady was crying. Was a bit actually hysterical, and I would understand why. And she said, I would want you to give me the body of my son I go and bury.
Yes.
So the president asked, what do you mean the body? Then she said, my husband has taken the body.
Yes.
So me, all I want is to get the body to go and bury. So the president said, I'll make sure that I'll follow. In fact, the president didn't say, he said, I'll follow up on that.
Yes.
So she's correct on saying I follow up. It's a context that she unfortunately wrongly quotes.
Yes.
So she said, I will follow up on that. The president disconnected that call and asked me to call the IG of police, because the president didn't have his phone. So I called the IG of police, and the president asked, what's this issue? Then the IG of police explained that there is a family feud, and the matter has, the other part of the family has gone to court and they have gotten orders. So he told the president, what I will do, because already there's a feud that is in court, the best I can do is to make sure nobody gets the body. So the IG of police said he had stopped the body from going to anyone. And after that, there was a long court case, which was eventually won by the mother. And the mother managed to bury the child. There was no other request.
So IKONINI, so the festive season is here. Na LemFi wako na a very great offer kwako. Abaki umesign up ukitumia the promo code IKONINI, and on your first transaction ya $50 ukisend home, unabaki umepata a $20 sign up reward. Najua $20 sign up reward on your first transaction of $50 only. Why? Because it's the festive season. Baki umechangamka, tumia promo code IKONINI, ingia LemFi. Why? Upate the most competitive exchange rates. Alafu pia inakuwaga ni chap like transactions ziko instant. Changamka haraka haraka. LemFi, international payments for everyone. IKONINI.